Apple is switching the default provider of its web searches from Siri, search inside iOS formerly called Spotlight and Spotlight on the Mac. So, for instance, if Siri falls back to a web search on iOS, when you ask it a question, you're now going to get Google results instead of Bing. Consistency is Apple's main motivation given for switching the results from Microsoft's Bing to Google in these cases. Safari on Mac and iOS already currently use Google Search as the default provider, thanks to a deal worth billions to Apple and Google over the last decade. This change will now mirror those results when Siri, the iOS search bar or Spotlight, is used. Switching to Google as the web search provider for Siri, search within iOS and Spotlight on Mac, will allow these services to have a consistent web search experience with the default in Safari, reads an Apple statement sent this morning. We have strong relationships with Google and Microsoft and remain committed to delivering the best user experience possible. This will change on iOS for the I don't know what you're asking, but here are our web results Siri behavior as well as intentional Hey, Siri, search the web for queries. The search results include regular web links as well as video results. Web image results from Siri will still come from Bing, for now. Bing has had more than solid image results for some time now, so that makes some sense. If you use Siri to search your own photos, it will, of course, use your own library instead. Interestingly, video results will come directly from YouTube. All of the search results that you see in these different cases will come directly from the Search API, which means you'll be getting the raw, ranked search results that start below all of the ads and knowledge graph stuff that appears on a regular Google home page. Worth noting, of course, that once you've clicked on a YouTube video, you're still going to get served ads, so there is a revenue driver here for Google, even if it's not direct. As is expected with Apple now, searches and results are all encrypted and anonymized, and cannot be attributed to any individual user. Once you click on the Show Google Results link, of course, you're off to Google and its standard tracking will apply. Clicking directly on a website result will take you straight there, not through Google. The timing of this rollout is interesting, coming after iOS has been released, but makes some sense given that High Sierra is releasing today. Mixing data providers like this is not unprecedented. Maps uses dozens of data providers including Yelp, Foursquare, Garmin, and TripAdvisor for different locales and data types. But, of course, this change has an additional dimension of interest given the years-long saga of Google being default on Apple devices including the iPhone. Google has famously made a bunch of money from iOS because of default search and because its apps and services are popular. At times those figures appear to even exceed the amount of money that Google had made from Android. One question that I do not have the answer to is whether this change comes completely from Apple wanting consistent results, or whether it is a condition of the $3B deal that Google has in place to remain the default search provider on Apple devices. Perhaps a blend of the two. The changes began rolling out at 9 a.m. PT and should roll out to the entire world by this afternoon. Article updated to clarify that it's Spotlight on the Mac, not Safari, and that only Siri image results are Bing.